Hello, Sahelnetworks. In this video, I'm going to make a summary of what we learned so far, a short summary. At the beginning, we had only one switch. All users connected to the same switch. No configuration means all users in the default VLAN, VLAN 1, okay, which you cannot delete. Then, given the fact that the users, half of the users are in subnet A and the other part in the subnet B, mean two completely distinct subnets. The green users cannot communicate with yellow users because they are not in the same subnet, okay? Even though they are all in the same VLAN. This is one question of Cisco that you should know. If you have users in different subnet but all in the same VLAN, can they communicate with each other? You know the answer, isn't it? If you don't know the answer, write in the comment. I already covered that. So now we move Fatima and Josiane to switch B. The same behavior remains. They cannot communicate between each other because they are in different subnet. But Fatima can communicate with Sadio. We see how the communication works in the IT network based on ARP, okay, at layer 2. So now the question is, now we are moving into routing, and we implemented last time this solution here in order for user in the green area to communicate with user in the blue area. They need a router or electric device. And configuring this solution, they present some restriction because they cannot. This design cannot evolve well because the number of subnets mandate, it's set mandatory the number of VLAN of the cable between the router and the switch. The more VLAN subnet we have, the more, if we associate VLAN to subnet, okay, the more subnet we have, the more cable, the exact number of cable we need. But why? The question now is why we need an external module layer 3 in order to communicate between VLAN. This is the master question here. Why do we need either a router or a layer 3 device? That question is answered here because look at this picture. We could show here that even with all the users connected to the same switch, being in the same VLAN or not, they cannot communicate with each other as long as they are in different subnets. Okay? Okay. Now, we suppose different subnets means different VLAN. Okay? Although that is not always the case. But let's say different subnet means different VLAN. What does that mean? VLAN at the switch level. Look at this master picture. We have the switch. This is the blue one is the bigger one is our switch A. Inside the switch A, we create switch B and switch C. Small switch B, VLAN 10, and switch C, VLAN 20. Look at that. That means for PC2 to communicate with this server 3 here on the right side, for the blue area to communicate with the red area, VLAN 20, communication between VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. You see that if I send my communication as PC2 to the VLAN 10, and I don't have this blue cable here going to router 1, how can I access VLAN 20 on the same switch? It's a different room. As I told you in my previous video, check my previous video that will show somewhere on your screen, or go into my playlist list on YouTube, and you will find those. So meaning without this router, or if that switch were a layer 3 switch, then I can create the connection, the room, the bridge between both VLAN. Without that, how can my traffic flow from the blue, the light blue small switch to the green one? Note, those are not physical switch. We have here only one physical switch, which is the bigger one. It's the switch A. The bigger one is this switch. It is switch A. Okay? The smaller switches are only the VLAN we create inside that switch. That's the notion of VLAN. Understanding that, this will means that I'm controlling who actually is connected in my network. I know that people, users connected to this light blue one are, for example, sales persons. And those connected to the green one are, for example, marketing person, for example. And I can also prohibit the connectivity between sales and marketing if I want. Okay? But if I put them all together on the same switch without any control, how can I control that? Okay? I hope you understand based on this picture much, much better. In the next video, we will create what is called route on a stick. Okay? And after that, we will configure the routing on a layer 3 device. I hope I still have time today to record that video, because now actually it is quarter to 10 in Germany. Okay, 28 October. But I promise I will try to record those videos and put online for you to simulate and learn. Note, I'm not even working anymore in this environment. Means ask your question for me to go deeper. I don't know what you have as concern, but asking questions will help me to go deeper. I'm just sharing with you my knowledge and experiences. Actually, those are things that are not working anymore in that environment, but I'm willing to share with you my knowledges. Ask your question, and I'm happy to assist you. And together, let's build the digital Africa side networks. Bye bye.